Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and today, as you can see, I'm just going to go and walk through some of what we're feeding to the cattle, bits of silage and that. So as you can see there, now this stuff here is the rolled beans. We got them fairly well flattened. I don't think the mill was back, actually yeah, that's only freshly rolled. The mill was back yesterday from Mullingar, was heading for Roscommon to roll a couple of 100 tons, so we rolled a bit of barley as well. And we rolled more beans because we're using a decent bit of this now. Now we have that barley goes the whole way to the back. What we'll be doing with that is, well, when the mill comes back and everything's settled down and the slurry is finished and that, we'll have to take it all out, put into the crimp pit over there, roll it back in and treat it with maximum and cover it. And that would be our intentions for that, and it will, like, when it's rolled, it will be a good bit bigger. I don't think it'll all fit in there. Now, there's more rolled beans. This is the pile of beans here. We had 28 ton of 10 acres. Now, there's a lot of dirt in it, I suppose you could call it, down bean stalks and that. It is fairly dirty, but however, now, when we cut it, we didn't moisture test it because we were afraid of what we'd find out. But the day before it was 26%, but it had rained on it since. So we drowned it in acid. We turned the acid up to the last and drowned it. Like, if I kick away some of the beans, you can see underneath it's wet, and that would be wet from the acid. So I think it's keeping fairly well. And behind that then there's oats. Now there's only about a bay squared of oats. That'll be rolled as well. I don't think we'll treat it with anything, and it'll be mixed into the ration. And that's what we have in grain here. We also have what's left of the pit of crimp that we made in, it was the middle of July. You can see the line on the wall there going up. That's how far the pit used to come out, and it was the whole way across. Now we had roughly about 60 tons in it, and since 3 weeks after the middle of July, so around the beginning of August, that's all that's left of it. Now that was feeding everything. I was feeding all the cattle. I was in the shed, and all the cows that was outside the shed. And then in the next pit we have, now that was winter barley, that, and this is spring wheat that's crimped as well. I don't know exactly how much is in it, but we'll be opening that when we get the other pit done. And then in the big pit, we have the silage. Now the silage that's exposed here is the second cut silage, and then there's whole crop as well. And you can see the difference in the layers of the whole crop. The top layer, which is starting, now that's sort of the line there, that's oats going down to about there, and then there's barley so far down, and then wheat in the bottom. And it's varying levels. You can see there's lots of oats there, there's not as much there. Now we aren't opening the full length of the pit because we weren't feeding enough cattle to justify, because the pit is rather long, or it's nearly a square pit you could say. The whole crop goes maybe another 2 blocks over. And then the silage is, now the bottom layer silage, this will be all made during the vintage silage day, up until nearly the top there. And that was what we put in afterwards with the big jag. Now it is incredibly wet. It is extremely wet. Like, you can just grab a lump of it and squeeze the water over. I don't know, see it there. It's very, very wet stuff now. And for how wet it is, like when you take a block out of it, you can see the water running out of the sides of the bucket. And for the amount of water that comes out like that, there was very little effluent, and we're putting it down to the whole crop underneath it, soaked it all up, and would have captured hopefully a lot of the nutrients that would have been lost through the effluent. So, and also kept the whole crop safe underneath, as it was cut fairly dry, and we were worried that it might go a bit musty. And if you were to go in a straight line into the corner of the pit, you'd hit the first cut, which is way back in underneath the whole lot. So that's it in silage. Now there's a bale of straw here. Now this is the straw that was wrapped. This is wheaten straw that's wrapped. Actually the bales are stacked out the back of the field. There's a lovely smell off it, that real nice fermented smell. Now it's not just as nice as the barley straw, the winter barley straw that's at the top of the field, but I couldn't get up to the top of the field with the telly, so I just took one of them bales, but it's 100% all the same. And then over there in the other pit, we have a pit of whole crop again. I think it's mostly oats is what's in that pit. Yeah, the last bit of oats that was put on top of it was cut nearly green. Yeah, it was cooked green. And then behind the diet feeder, we have the tank of molasses. Now, that tank and all the cubes there is 20 ton of molasses. I don't know, there's 7 cubes there. The last cube just isn't full. And then this, I think this holds 15 ton. Now it's a molasses blend. It's 21% in protein, and it is rather watery compared to what we were using buying out in the creamery. This comes from a lurry in Cork. He drops it up, and that's really it. That's all the fodder and stuff we're feeding to the bulls over there and the cattle and all the sheds and that. So yeah, I don't think there's anything much else to talk about. I was the third day of the Young Beef Farmer Sustainability Program was yesterday, and the next day I am doing something in a tractor, which will probably end up being spreading slurry in the umbilical system probably tomorrow or the next day. I'll talk about that and I'll put it up there. So if you have any comments or anything like that, please let me know in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and that is it from me. Good luck.